Hi there, my name is Renee Hobbs and welcome to Unit 5, Remix and Transformativeness. Tonight I don't have my friend Kristen Hokinson with me, but I'm going to briefly overview some of the things you're going to be learning about in this unit. Of course, the focus of this unit is on remix and transformativeness, and we are going to learn a lot about making finer grained distinctions that help us improve the quality of our fair use reasoning process. So in that case, our goals for this session are to deepen understanding of how to apply fair use to particular contexts and situations, understand the concept of derivative work as it's distinct from remix and transformativeness. We're going to try to understand how the DMCA Act of 1998 addresses online copyright violations and provides opportunities to exercise fair use. We're going to appreciate why ripping copy-protected videos can be a fair use in some circumstances, and we're going to gain knowledge of how DMCA exemptions are obtained through the triennial review process. So this sounds pretty technical, but it's actually a deeper understanding of fair use applied to particular contexts that involve creative people making use of other creative people's copyrighted material. Let's talk about the most common way that we experience DMCA in the context of everyday life, and that is, of course, our experience with YouTube. YouTube is an example of an internet service provider who's protected by the DMCA against copyright liability. If somebody who's a YouTube user puts up copyrighted material that belongs to somebody else, YouTube is protected from copyright liability if they promptly block access to the allegedly infringing material, or they remove that material from their systems. Now, that can happen through an automatic encryption code that Hollywood companies may embed in the video or the digital signal that will essentially set off an alarm and tell YouTube somebody's using a bit of Disney, somebody's using a bit of Time Warner film. Now, sometimes those cases are clearly infringing, where somebody is just rebroadcasting a Disney movie in its entirety, for instance, and that may actually be an infringement. But in other cases, that creative work is being repurposed, transformed in a way that is clearly fair use. So when a YouTube video maker has their video taken down, they have the opportunity to offer a counter notification process where you literally say back to YouTube, hey, wait a minute, you violated my legal rights by removing this video, please restore it. So we're going to learn in this unit a little bit about how that process works. In this unit, you're going to learn about how to file a copyright counter notification. I've done this maybe a dozen times now because as a media literacy educator, I'm constantly sharing clips of copyrighted material embedded in my videos that is sometimes taken down and I need to restore that, so I file a counter notification. So you're going to learn how to do that, and it's important that students understand they have the legal rights to do this under the law. Another feature of the digital Millennium copyright, besides the online takedown process, is criminalizing the activity called ripping. Most of us are aware that when you try to play or copy a DVD of Romeo and Juliet or Frankenstein or One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, that you can't do it, that it's essentially locked. And the DMCA law actually criminalized the circumvention or the unlocking of the digital rights management software that controls access to copyrighted work. Now, when Congress passed the DMCA, they realized that criminalizing the use of unlocking videos might actually interfere with people's fair use rights. So they created, so as part of the effort for communities of practice to take care of their fair use rights, they created a little loophole, or not a loophole, a little section of the law called 1201. Every 3 years, petitioners are empowered by the U.S. Library of Congress to go to the Copyright Office and ask for a special exemption. Now, this year will be my 9th year of this process. Every 3 years, going to the Copyright Office and asking for a special exemption. The last time I went 3 years ago, the first time I went, the Library of Congress said, yes, you may unlock DVDs protected by the content scrambling system when your use, your circumvention, your unlocking, your ripping the DVD is for the purpose of criticism or comment using short sections for educational, documentary, or nonprofit use. That was a big win as a result of our advocacy. When I went back the second time, they expanded that so that K-12 teachers were expressly permitted to unlock or rip videos for fair use purposes. And now the process is happening all over again. This November of 2014, the Copyright Office has initiated its triennial rulemaking proceeding. It's asking users, are there any parts of the current status quo that are actually interfering with your legal rights to make fair use of copyrighted material? If so, what are they? And that's why I'm going back to ask the Copyright Office for an exemption, not just to protect K-12 teachers and students, but also how to support educators working in informal settings like museums and libraries as well. So you're going to learn a little bit more. You're going to get a chance to read the petition that I wrote to the Copyright Office and learn more about the DMCA law in general. So in this session, you're going to learn a lot more about remix and transformativeness and understand how to apply fair use to particular contexts and situations that involve remixing other people's copyrighted work into your own work. And that will require you to have a deeper understanding of the concept of derivative work and to see that as distinct from remix and transformativeness. And it also will force you to appreciate how the DMCA Act and how the role of digital learning means it's important for us to understand how copyright violations happen online and what our rights and responsibilities are under the law. Why, under some circumstances, ripping copy protected DVDs can be a fair use, and how the law is currently structured to provide us for a process for seeking exemptions every 3 years. So I'm hoping that you enjoy Unit 5 and that you find it valuable information building knowledge that helps you bring copyright clarity to your colleagues, your students, and the whole world. Thanks for joining me. I'll look forward to seeing you online. Bye now.